Hiya love! Here we are, my first ever theatre review for YouTube. Let's go! Barbershop Chronicles by Inua Ellams. I had to start with this one. I just had to. It is my favourite play, if not one of my favourite plays, in terms of the story, in terms of the message it puts across, and in terms of the way I've seen it staged and performed. Oh my god, it is everything you could want from a play. The first time I ever saw the play was actually at the Royal Exchange in Manchester. I remember walking into the theatre, now obviously the main space is in the round, and feeling immediately welcomed into this barbershop setting. It was really cool, and people were like being invited up to the stage by the actors, which I love. I love anything that immersive. One of the actors locked eye contact with me and sort of ushered me up, and so I ended up getting an imaginary haircut.
That must look so cool.
So cool. So this is men.
You're gonna start trimming it.
Cool.
There we go. I look bloody good though, don't I?
You
Bloody
do,
hell,
you
mate.
do.
Come on.
Really good. It made me look fabulous, and I ended up having a little dance with them on stage, and it was such an amazing feeling. Kudos to that cast, because they sort of set you up for being a part of the story, and that is kind of the main message that I want to tell you. The play is set in various barbershops. Even though all the male actors in it are black, they're not all the same race and ethnicity by birth. Being in these barbershops, it gives them a sense of unity, it gives them brotherhood, and it gives them so much. Like, it's a chance for them to speak about politics, to be honest about their feelings about the leaderships in the places that they've grown up in or the places that they live in now. It speaks a lot about respect for older generations and of fathers. There's a lot to take in the play. Inua, the writer, has managed to speak about various different issues for these people, one of the biggest issues being racism, I would say. He's been able to do it with such clarity and yet not take away from any of the other points he raises in the writing. It's brilliant. I feel like what he's managed to do is really show love in a very sort of masculine, heavily masculine play. I love that. So it's a co-production between Fuel Theatre, the Leeds Playhouse, and the National Theatre. The production that is available on the National Theatre at Home website is the one that was at the Leeds Playhouse. So for me that was really interesting, because obviously I've seen it live in Manchester, but this version had a completely different cast. The direction by Bijan Sheibani, I personally thought was so simply done and yet so beautiful. It was quite obvious that he'd given the actors the freedom to play with these characters and really sort of embody them to the fullest extent that they could, which I thought was brilliant. I liked how there was a use of music in there to transition between scenes. I thought that was great. It gives you a sense of where you are in the world as well, which is helpful. For me, the two standout performances of the Leeds Playhouse production were Cyril Nri as Emmanuel and Fisayo Akinade as Samuel. I hope I've said those names correctly. Those two, in those two roles, because the characters have this sort of I wouldn't say hatred, but there is a lot of bad air between them, and a lack of respect, I think, especially from Samuel, the younger character. watching the sort of ebbs and flows of their relationship was heartbreaking. And at the end of the play, there is a resolve for those two characters. I won't give it away if you're gonna watch it, but I found myself really getting emotional watching them because of how honestly they played it and how true to the text they were. And that is a sign of a really good writer as well, because often as an actor, you know, if you know you've got a good text when you can rely on the text to do the work for you and just play it in a really honest and real way and be in the moment. That is fantastic for me. I think because of this sense of togetherness when you're in the space and with the actors, and how united they've made everyone in that room feel, the writer has then given you an opportunity as an audience member to sort of think about the way you treat these people and the way you might approach this situation. You have a much deeper connection with the characters and you are able to empathise with them on a much deeper level as well. I love that it's actively commenting on those problems for those people, and it's very current. These problems are still problems and it's important that it is addressed. And that's what theatre's for. Theatre is a tool to promote change and to promote you actively thinking about your actions. This play does that so well. It's funny, it's real, it puts you right in the middle of the action. It's been available on the National Theatre at Home since the 14th of May, and it's going to be available until the 21st of May. So I'm going to put the link to it just below so you can check it out. I cannot recommend it enough. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so buzzing that I got to speak about this play. It genuinely means the absolute world to me, and when I watched it last night I cried and cried and cried and rang my best friend to tell him all about it. Go watch it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the video, and make sure you subscribe below. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you at the next online theatre review. Mwah! Peace out! For anyone that has a really keen eye and did notice, there are two spot the differences in this video. One of them is my orange juice in the background, and the other one is my glasses. I'm gonna go now, okay? Yeah, you just... This is really smooth, I promise. Okay, goodbye.